Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's up. I'm going to go with, I'm going to do what I told you to do, which is to mute. Sorry. There. I'm gone. That was Google and Crowdcast doing this audio feedback to one another. Sorry. So now we're ready. This is me, and I'm going to make myself invisible. Sorry. And I will share. Now you're ready. And in the meantime, I'm going to figure out how to share the screen with the background pictures. So here we see the two of you. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Oh, sorry. We see the two of you, and there isn't a whole lot that I need to do as a director, but I can, as the director, pick one of you to be the main person on the screen, and the other one shrinks down to a smaller picture, or vice versa. And unless one of you is giving a big soliloquy or something more longer, we'll probably just leave the two of you on screen where you're equal. I think that makes the most sense. Let me try to share Jana's video loop of the Williams slideshow. That's what we were looking at earlier on in the Google. So you see it there? Is it in the center of the screen? I'm at a disadvantage because I only have one screen.
I see Barbara and I are tiny, and there's also an Angel City Press empty box with just the logo tiny, and then the slideshow is the main part of the screen.
But what this is? Okay. So is the slideshow sharing? The slideshow is not showing.
It is showing.
It is showing. Okay. All right. So is the slideshow in the middle, and the two of you are small?
Yes.
Okay. So if that's what you want at any point, maybe we'll start out like that, and then I'll just unshare the slideshow, and then it'll be the two of you as we saw a minute ago, if that sounds sense. Now, do either of you have anything more formal to present where you want to do an actual presentation with slidey things? It's fine if not.
I don't.
Okay.
I do not either.
Okay. And I'll say now what I just did now was unfocused that screen. Is the screen share still anywhere?
It is, but now it's because it's now the three of us are equal. The screen share is one, but because the slideshow is horizontal, the pictures are pretty small, but it's going, which is nice.
Okay, so Terry, Jim, and Patty, tell me by the chat window in Crowdcast whether that is irritating or good, and we can decide what to do with that. I don't know. I think they can. Well, they can type.
Patty says irritating, and Terry says I think it would be better to have larger photos.
Oh, okay. So like that, Terry.
Terry says better.
Okay, and then in this case, what people will be looking at will be these photos, but they don't necessarily correlate with what you're talking about at the moment. The two of you.
I don't think it's good to have them running. I think we should present them in the beginning, but then I think it's very disconcerting for a Zoom topic.
All right. Okay. So like that. So now we're back. Okay, good. All right. Okay. It's all working fine. That's all there is to this. It's pretty
There's a very bad echo though, so I don't think we could do it with this echo.
That's Google.
Yeah, but we turned our.
Oh, you turned off your Google?
Did everybody turn off their Google? I mean, there's some echoing.
I will mute my microphone.
All right, should we try it? How's your voice, Jana? Looks like yours is muted too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Jana, you're muted. How's your-
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, I just wanted to see if your
Okay.
voice is echoing.
No, and now I see, okay. Voices are good. Will the questions come in just in the chat box like this?
Here, let me.
It's weird because you guys aren't hearing all the echo.
Yeah, I don't hear it
Maddie, you're
anymore.
saying we're not echoing a bunch?
Yes, okay, there's the chat and then there's a separate ask a question. Okay. Got it. So they'll come in through this box. And I think that's something that someone has to say at the beginning too, that people can send questions through this ask a question thing at any time throughout the presentation.
Yeah, is someone monitoring the questions? Maybe type something.
In ones that I've done before, I've just sort of checked on them as the presentation was going. I worry that I'll get distracted reading a
Yeah.
question, but I
they
can
will.
do it.
Oh, it looks like Angel City will.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
So we can say use the ask a question box or something like that.
Okay.
You guys, where is it going to be for sale starting on Wednesday? Where is it going to be for sale Wednesday? Somewhere else. Can you do it? Are you invited?
No, I think she means in person. Like what bookstores
Yeah.
do people go to?
Like, can you go to a bookstore and get it? Like Chevalier's or
Roman.
Romans or Skylight.
Oh, it looks like
Okay.
it's not in stores yet.
So it'll be a while before they're in stores.
Okay.
A week from now. So like the end of next week? Is that what that means? Okay.
So it's tricky for me, Jana. I don't know if you have it, but whenever you talk, I'm hearing a lot of echo. So it's kind of like I'll be talking over you to answer your question.
What I hear is you going in and out. Your voice is it's normal and then it's really low. And I can only sort of hear about half of what you say. Like I understood that, but I had to fill in some blanks.
Wow. Any ideas, tech person?
They're suggesting a headset.
Oh, I might have one. I come prepared. Oh wait.
Oh no.
No, it won't work. We need a jet.
Yeah.
Right back.
Well, it may have been how I was sitting. Also, I mean, I can try talking like this. I'll go ahead and get one. No problem.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's still doing it. So
I'm still hearing everything that you say as if it's from underseas.
will you be at the office on Sunday, or will you be at home?
Not sure.
It might be different. I don't know. Who knows how it'll sound on Sunday? It might be different.
I know I do a bazillion Zooms and stuff.
I'm sure.
I'm getting feedback on this thing too. So
Yeah.
Oh, it has a click to enable compatibility mode. So I'll try that. I'm gonna try logging out and coming in because it looks like I can do this compatibility thing.
Okay.
But it'd be good to get this right.
I'm gonna bring you
Try to get out so I can get back in.
because you needed this headset.
I need to get out so I can turn this back on.
Oh. What about what happens when you follow options?
I'll just mute myself. So I don't know how to mute.
Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
I
Yes.
can hear you, Scott.
Okay, now, okay, so Barbara left and we're waiting for her to reconnect. Some of that echo might have been me. I thought I had the microphone muted, but I did not.
Mm.
So I can make sure that that's right. And I think, let's see. Well, Barbara's coming back in a second. The other thing, and this is true in general with anything to do with video or really anything, streaming, if you have a way of connecting your computer with an Ethernet cable, it's better.
Okay, I can tell you now I cannot do that.
Yeah.
But hopefully it will be a little better.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Here's Barbara. Let's see. There you are. Hi, Barbara.
Okay.
You're
Is this
back.
any better, you guys?
Yes.
You sound better to me.
Yeah, there's a compatibility button in the upper thing where it says help. And you can like log off the compatibility thing and it hooks up with your machine and then back on again.
Now it's doing it again. It was clear for a minute and now it's going.
Oh.
Well, that sounded fine. That sounded.
Oh, the image is not as clear. Huh. Let's see. Oops.
When you switch cameras, it disconnects and reconnects. Okay, Barbara, do we hear you?
Are you saying can I hear you or can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Well, I know I was wondering whether we saw your picture, but we didn't hear any sound or even any background sound. But now I hear it. It's okay. Are you using a laptop and it's with the built-in microphone?
Yes.
And is it an Apple laptop or another Windows laptop?
It's a MacBook Pro.
Okay, so it should be okay. There on the calendar invite, there's a link that says here's the check your camera thing on Crowdcast, and you can check it anytime without having the Crowdcast active. So on the camera, on the invitation to this meeting that we just started a minute ago, in the text there's a link that says try out your camera and microphone. You can tweak it, but I think it should be okay. It looks fine. So
Yeah, I did that.
okay. Well, I don't have anything else now. Do you guys want to continue to chat? So if that's the case, I can bring Patty and Harry and Jim in to talk. Or we could go to Google Meet if there's more to talk about, or if there's nothing more to talk about, then we're okay.
I think we're good. Patty says, try your exchange of conversation. I guess we should just talk to each other for a minute. Try that. See how it goes. We do have to send each other questions before Sunday. As I said, your questions were great, and I feel prepared to answer them. And I have to write mine up for you. What else?
That sounds good. I mean, I'm still worried about hearing you with all the echoes.
I know.
And my own echoes. So it's kind of weird, but maybe that's just my machine. Maybe I'll have to try this before that again. Are you getting can you hear my voice like what I'm saying with my mouth at the same time, or is it a delay? Oh, you're muted, Jana.
Is that better? Okay.
Yeah.
I can be unmuted now. I'm still losing you a little bit. You're still coming in and out.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't mute myself. I don't know how I got muted, but I was for a minute.
I know it's a new laptop, so you'd think that the microphone worked, but I tried the compatibility thing before, but I'll try it again. Let's see, change cameras and mic. Mic seems to be working, it says on the compatibility screen. Yeah, it's weird.
I'm really getting an echo.
I know the compatibility thing on the dial does have a mic thing, and it says MacBook Pro mic.
No,
But I will get a headset.
I just got a new MacBook Pro and I expected the headphone jack to be compatible with my phone, but it's the old 35 millimeter jack. So it's like I had to dig out my old headphones.
Oh boy.
But they work.
Well, we did, Jana and I did a practice the other day of our questions. So I think we're okay on the questions. I think it's just making sure that we have okay sound.
Okay, sound.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know, I can try talking a little louder, Jana, if this is any better. I'm kind of leaning into my screen and it's like ominous if I keep doing that, but I could try projecting the voice like an actor.
I mean, I can get by on this. I can
Okay.
tell what you're saying. It's just not great. But no.
And same here. I can understand what you're saying. It's just all echoey. Oh boy. But yeah, Patty says as long as we can hear each other, it should be okay. So.
Okay.
Oh, but there's a big discrepancy between our voices.
In terms of volume or quality?
Wi-Fi antenna gadget. Okay, hold on.
So if it's weak, there's nothing you can do except be closer. That's all. Let's see. Oh, sorry.
Meanwhile, Scott, you sound great.
Okay. Now I'm using the headset and I'm in a quiet room and I'm close to the Wi-Fi gadget. And I'm just using the Apple, the old iPhone headset. The old iPhone headset is not very good at eliminating any room noise. If you're in a noisy environment, you're better off if you're close to the laptop, but that means you're crowding the camera and all that stuff. So as long as the room is quiet, it should be fine. I think I hear something, Barbara. Is that you? Oh, she's reconnecting.
Setting on here that's on my main computer, not in crowdsource. Well, maybe I'll stay on with, can you guys invite Mira in my office and then she and I can mess around so we can get this worked out if it's my sound that's a problem?
Sure.
I don't want to.
Sure. What else?
I did raise my computer a little bit, but I can raise it more.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll just send this back to the green room, and I'll just reset this thing and send it back to the green room and invite you both. Well, we could just keep this going. Is Mira available now?
Hey, Mira, could you sign into this too so we can stay on later and mess around with the sound? Yeah, she's Mira at besterarchitecture.com.
Okay, let me just make. Let's see.
Oh, how about your phone? Oh, here, I turned my volume up a little bit. Is that any better?
That's better on my end. Your voice is stronger.
Okay. And let's see, I changed my output MacBook Pro speakers. Let's see, you sounded much better, John, and now I'm not hearing you in reverb. Maybe it was just the settings on my laptop. How's this now? Are you guys thinking that's better?
Yeah, it sounds
It's better
good.
for me.
No,
Oh,
we don't.
okay.
We don't
I think we solved it, Mira. Yeah, I'm not hearing any reverb either. So that was just, I think it was whatever, internal cacophony.
Oh, good. Okay.
So now, okay, now let's try talking about it for a second. So we were talking about interpretation versus documentation in photography.
So in my work of these photos, sorry, let's pretend we're wasn't prepared. So when I'm taking photographs of Paul Williams buildings, I think it's important that people know that this is just my interpretation of what the space looks like, and that they may come away with something different if they visited it, and that it's different from the way a real estate photographer would photograph it, or a documentary photographer would photograph it, or another fine art photographer would photograph it, or something like that.
Okay, cool. Let's see. In some of your other work in your oeuvre, you also have images of yourself, family members in residential settings. Tell me about that.
I've always been interested in architecture, but I didn't know how to make architecture a part of my practice. So I started photographing myself and my husband at my husband's grandfather's house, and the architecture, the house itself, just sort of started creeping into my work. And when you asked me if I could do this work about Paul Williams, at first I thought that I'd never done anything like that before, but I realized that architecture was an interest of mine and that it was a part of my work, and then tried to figure out how to take what I was interested in and translate it to the Paul Williams buildings.
Oh, this is gonna be a good talk on Sunday.
I don't know. I have to get in the zone. I'm like,
I know. I'm like, I'm still looking at my microphone setting, but whatever.
yeah.
At least it seems to work, you guys, right? Is that, do we sound like normal people now talking? Chat room people? Nobody's gonna tell us. Oh,
Yes.
Here we go. Yes. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
that's
Oh,
better.
I'm going in and out again. Gosh darn it.
It was basically good. When you were back and forth, it was fine.
I think it's if I lean back, I'm in trouble, probably.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's
There is a setting in the app on Apple on the app, the main Apple app system preferences page on audio, about whether it's, let's see what it says. It's about compressing sound or something like that, and that's part of what we're hearing. Let me see. Let me go to that. Sound, it's called. Let me just look and see what they call it. On the sound thing is on input. It's got input volume. Oh, input volume and level. That's it. And there. Oh, somewhere there is a thing that says it's doing noise cancellation, but I don't know where it is. It's not there it does that, but it's buried somewhere. But at any rate, the idea is to speak loudly and close into the camera. On Crowdcast itself, there is that little widget at the top next to the microphone that says Studio Sound, and that's Crowdcast's idea of not doing its own volume matching between people, and it's probably a good idea to leave it alone. I'm going to change it for myself just right now, just so you can hear what it sounds like. Studio Sound on.
That's definitely less clear, whatever that is.
So let's see. It's what is now? What is it? This says. It's back to. Anyway, the thing that's got the picture of the microphone with the slash through it is the way you want it to be. I think.
Isn't that mute?
No, it's called Studio Sound. It's in your own little video window of yourself. There's a thing that says toggle the microphone off and on, toggle the camera off and on, high definition video or not, and then this Studio Sound is a picture of a microphone.
I don't have that option.
Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe I can only mess with you guys. Let me see. Let me try to change Barbara's. If I can toggle Studio Sound for Barbara. I just did that. Toggle sound. And now I can't hear anything. Turn your microphone on. Let's see.
Is that my microphone off or on? Or is that...
Now it was, okay, so now I'm going to switch the Studio Sound on and see if it toggles your microphone off, which would be goofy. Let's see. Just did it. Nothing happened. Okay, I think that's something we can just leave alone. The intent, I looked on the help thing, and it's really about music. So I think it's probably better to let Crowdcast decide what the volume should be, because it'll probably try to equalize them. All right. Enough for that suggestion. I think we're good. Patty, Terry, Jim, anything else? Now Barbara is muted.
Oh, should I speak?
Yeah. No, she's speaking. Okay, I'm going to mute myself. Here.
Okay, now you can hear me, right?
I can hear you, but
Okay.
it's a little wobbly again.
Oh, it is? Okay.
That's better.
I'll stay close up. You have to get closer too, then otherwise I'm going to be like the weird giant head.
Okay, I'll try to make sure my head's the same size.
Okay. Yeah. We'll go tit for tat in the closeness department.
And as long as it's working with these headsets, I'll bring these on Sunday.
Okay.
That sounds good. So then something like that for the opening, and then it'll be us talking, I guess. And the intro will be, I guess you introduce yourself, say a little bit about what we're doing, remind people or tell people about the ask a question box, since they can be asking questions at any time, and we'll figure out how to moderate that at the end so we can answer them.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be doing that introduction stuff.
If you're comfortable
Is that
doing
right?
that. They were,
Okay.
Scott and Patty were saying, okay, like that since it's from you, that it made sense for you to do
Right.
the
No,
intro.
that makes sense.
But I'm also, I mean, I don't know, it's weird if I'm doing it because I don't know if I'm the guest, or I don't know if I count as a host.
I will do it. But I guess who's going to run the slides, and are they going to happen first and then we'll get into it?
I think since we're not going to do them during the presentation, that they will be kind of on as we wait for the room to fill up. And then presumably there will be some kind of start signal from Scott. And then it'll switch to the two of us talking. Yes, they said yes. So I don't know how will we be notified, Scott, that everyone is in and it's time to get going?
Where's the buy button on the screen? Is it sort of somewhere? We'll see it when we see it.
For me, it's like a kind of teal button that's right in the middle of the bottom.
Oh, yes, I see it. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was I don't know what I thought that was. Great. Okay, so buy button.
And then ask a question is right next
chat.
to that. Well, there's two, it's kind of confusing because there's chat and there's ask a question.
Oh, do we want to just have people do it in the chat maybe? As opposed to ask.
I don't know.
The distinction between the ask a question and the chat is that in ask a question, there can be an answer with a link and all kind of stuff like that. And it also is connected into the spot in the video. So if people later replay the video, they can look at the question and see the talking about the question at the same point, if that's a big deal. But it might be useful. Probably better to use the questions in the questions.
I think that makes sense. Just to, yeah. And then people can use the chat to air grievances about audio quality or whatever is going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so, okay, what did we just decide? We are going to use the chat, or we're going to do these ask a question things?
We're going to direct people to ask a question, and that they will probably just use the chat anyway for other things, but that we should try to keep the actual questions for us in one place.
Right. And it is possible for me to take a chat entry and turn it into a question.
Okay.
So
That would be great if you could keep an eye on that and filter them in so that we.
That way, you don't have to watch the chat because who knows, it might just be people flirting or whatever.
Hey, how much time do we want to leave for questions and when? Like, how long is our whole schedule?
We could run as long as we want. We probably shouldn't run more than an hour. So figure your conversation 40 minutes, something like that.
Let's say
Okay.
30 minutes probably, because then we're going to have another 10 for questions or something. So we'll put a little timer on.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that gives us
I
some
don't
wiggle
think there's
room
any
if
harm in
something
having
runs long.
There's no harm in having it be shorter. It's not like people are paying by the hour for this or anything. So pithy is best.
If you can hear me, Mira, thank you for the questions.
And she's on her phone, so she can probably hear you from the phone. Okay. So maybe should we log on a little earlier, you guys? Like in the green room, I guess. That's what time this is all. Okay, so 3:45.
Jana, I don't know how you got muted.
It happened.
Unmuted you. Let's see. It could have been because I tried to watch this on the phone at the same time.
Maybe. It happened earlier too. I'll try to keep an eye on it. But when I'm talking, unless I have the mouse over the screen, it doesn't show whether I'm muted or not. So Someone will have to text me or something if it happens during the talk.
Okay, so should we just say that 3:45?
Sounds great. So, yeah. Guys,
Someone's saying that it looks that it's good to have the images behind us, so maybe that's for the question part.
I think whatever works for whatever makes the most sense for the questions. Okay, so we'll be like this for the main part of it, and then for the Q&A, pictures come up. So pictures at the beginning before we get started, this for our talk, and then pictures in the background for the Q&A. Is that what people are? Okay, that sounds good. Thanks, Patty.
Somebody's got a good game going in the background there.
It's a tiny toy piano.
Oh, is that
So-
your house?
Yeah. I will be in a room with better lighting and no children in the background on Sunday. This is my husband's in the office working, so I have to be out here.
It's cute. Okay, so I guess that's good, right?
That's good. I think we're all set. Just make sure. All right. Bye.
Bye, you guys. Bye, Connor.
Bye.